Hello everybody and welcome back to Gaming on Caffeine. My name is Isaac and we're back playing some FTB Infinity for episode 20. And if you've been watching my videos for any length of time, you will know that that means it is world download time. So there will be a link down below in the description to download this world. And today, what we're going to focus on is just patching up a little couple of things around the base to make sure that the world actually works when you download it and you can start playing on with me if you would like to for the rest of the series. Now, the first thing that I want to address today is our BiblioCraft 2 machines. You will notice that the electric furnace is flickering like it is no one's business, and if we go ahead and have a look inside, you will see that it's running pretty slowly actually, considering it has 3 overclockers in it, which is supposed to decrease the process time to 34.3%, so a third of the normal speed. This thing is going pretty slow. It's speeding up occasionally, especially when the macerator is not running like it is now, because it's still working on the lead, but as soon as all this lead is finished, like this, and it starts to cook up both the iron there and macerate the iron over here, you will see that it slows down really quickly, and even the macerator is starting to lose power as well, which is not a good thing. Look at this. It's really slow. So what we're going to do to fix that is we are actually going to hook this thing up to our redstone flux system. Now, I think earlier in this series, I actually said that that was impossible because of the mods that we had installed, but as it turns out, there is a feature in a mod that I never knew existed, and I have no idea how I went this long without knowing that this was a thing that I could do. But if we go ahead and type in RedNet energy cables, these guys over here, these can actually transfer between EU and redstone flux and back, which is kind of pretty freaking awesome because it means that we can use all of our BiblioCraft machines to power our redstone flux stuff and all of our redstone flux stuff to power our BiblioCraft machines, which is amazing because there's a ton of really cool stuff in BiblioCraft that I never get to use because we usually can't use it to power some of the redstone flux stuff, but now we can, and that is fantastic. So in order to make these cables, we are going to need a fair bit of stuff. We need some gold, a block of redstone, and a bunch of RedNet cables, which are made using plastic sheets and redstone, which is made using raw plastic, which is made by smelting up some raw rubber, or apparently a ruler, which I didn't even know was a thing, but apparently, there you go, you learn something new every day. So I've gone ahead and cut down a bunch of rubber trees, got a bunch more rubber. We're going to go ahead and smelt that up again. I think we have even more in the system here. That we do. We got another 32 in the system, which is good stuff. And then even, and I don't know why I keep typing EUB, even another 14 there, which is always nice as well. Actually, we'll go ahead and throw that in. Why not? You can go in there. Thank you very much. And these do come with a little bit of a caveat. They only carry a maximum of 1,000 redstone flux per tick, and their conversion rate, for those who want to know, is 1 EU per tick equals 4 redstone flux per tick. So they can carry a maximum of 250 EU per tick, which does make them better than the copper cables we're using right now. They can only transfer 128 EU per tick, but not as good as some of the higher tier cables in BiblioCraft. For instance, I believe the glass fiber cables can carry like 8,000 EU per tick, which is something these things would never be able to keep up with. So if we want to use BiblioCraft as a main source of power at some point, we're probably going to have to do quite a bit of tweaking with these and kind of fiddle it around so that we have a lot of them coming out to different energy cells and stuff. It'll be a bit of a hassle, but I think we might end up doing it because I really want to play around with some of the bigger generators in BiblioCraft. I think it could be really fun. But for now, let's go ahead and get that raw plastic back so we can go ahead and make some sheets like so. And then let's go ahead and see if we have what it takes to do something like this. We'll take a redstone block, and then we'll go ahead and make ourselves 6 RedNet energy cables. You can also make them 1 at a time using nuggets, redstone, and the RedNet cables, but I believe it is actually cheaper to make them 6 at a time, and that's just what I read on the wiki, so don't quote me on that, but I'm assuming that's right. Now, a really cool feature of these that I only found out about 10 minutes ago is the fact that you can actually hook them up to these energy conduits here, and they will work. So what we can do is we can just grab this, do something like this. This is where my world crashes. Watch this. No. Okay, didn't good. Do that, and it actually hooks up to this power here. So, if we were to really quickly try and, like, get some fuel in our jetpack so we can get out of here. Let's see. Yeah, you can go in there. Thank you very much. Let's just get out of there. There we go. Thank you very much. We'll throw that back in there to go ahead and fuel up. But if we have a look now, that's getting power, and that's not. Is our big reactor running? I think it is. It is. It's running at full speed. Now, for some reason, these are not getting any power, and I think, no, I have no idea why they're not getting any power. Let's have a look. It might be because of the quarry, but I don't think that's the reason. They should be getting power. If I was to go ahead and get rid of this real quick, will they be getting power? Oh, yep, it's going up, it's going up, it's going up. Apparently still not quite enough power. Even though I'm fairly certain it should be. No? Nope, they've just grind to a halt. Okay. Well, that's a thing that's happened. If we were to go ahead and hook it back up to the generator, I guess like this, then it should also start to get some power from that. And I did bump up the power a little bit there, but they're still not working too nicely, which is not the best thing in the world. What we might have to do is make some form of energy box for BiblioCraft, and then have the power go from there into the machines. That might work. Possibly. Maybe, question mark. I was really hoping that would work. I was really hoping that we just plug it in and it would be absolutely fantastic. But apparently, it does not like something about that. Not quite sure what. Although it seems to be running fine for now. Oh, that's our power again. Really? I guess, if that's the case, then really the only alternative is to go ahead and just make some better BiblioCraft power generation, which was my plan originally until I figured out about the rednet cables, but it looks like we might have to go back to that anyway. So, what we're going to make instead for the time being, I might play around with the rednet energy cables at some point in the future. I'll probably play around with them between episodes to see if they work, but what we'll do for now is we're going to go ahead and make a geothermal generator. These guys over here are fairly easy to make if you have the stuff, which apparently we don't, but we can get it fairly easily. We still have some tin in our system. If we go ahead and do something like this, get ourselves some tin plates, we can go ahead and use our good old canning machine over here. Not at all the canning machine. We're going to use the metal former to make ourselves some more of these empty cells. We'll use these for now. We can throw that back in here. But basically, for those who don't know, the geothermal generator is a generator from BiblioCraft that runs on lava. And as it so happens, we have an almost unlimited source of lava in our ender tank right now, which is going to come in very, very useful. So we'll throw that in there. These plastic sheets will not go to waste. We'll be making a bunch more MFR stuff in the future, so they will definitely get used at some point. But for now, let's throw you in there. What are we missing? We're missing one of these, which I think we can get fairly easily with some iron and a hammer, like so. Do we have the hammer? We do. Let's do that. I'm fairly certain we're going to need quite a few of these, so I'm going to actually take quite a bit, because I know we need the generator, which requires at least, what, 8, I think? Maybe? Possibly? Don't quote me on that. Maybe? Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's as if I knew. We'll throw that in there, and then we'll go ahead and make ourselves a canister, which we can almost do if we get ourselves a little bit of tin. I think we have some tin cable already. We do. We'll take you, combine that up with some of our newfound rubber, like so. Get ourselves that tin cable, and then, let's have a look. Tin. We'll take you and the hammer and go to town. We'll take a few of those, and then we'll make a couple of tin item casing like so. And then I think we should be pretty much good to go. Nice. We'll throw that in there. We'll then go ahead and do something like this, and then combine it all up to make ourselves a geothermal generator. Nice. So, I'm thinking, for the time being, I'm going to put this somewhere. Now, the reason I say somewhere is because I might actually put it underground. So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to play around with the new fluid ducts from Thermodynamics to pull the lava out of here. I'm not going to use these fluid conduits from Ender. I'm going to mix things up, and we're going to pull it around into the geothermal generator. Now, we do have to dodge these cables, which is always super fun, and that's not what I want to do at all there. Let's go ahead and put that back so our system doesn't just back up on us here. And then let's think. Where do I want to put this? Well, first of all, I'd kind of like to get my jetpack back so we can kind of fly around without having to jump and break the whole floor, which I already had on me. Psh, you didn't see that. And then, let's see, we'll go ahead and get our drill back, and we'll put the geothermal generator, I think, for now, right about there, I want to say. Yeah, we'll put it there. We'll see how that works. I still have faith in these rednet energy cables. We'll see how they work out. And then what we're going to have to make now are some fluid conduits to pull out of here and into our geothermal generator. Now, in the new version of Thermodynamics, the new version of, I guess, the old thermal expansion conduit system, let's have a look, Thermodynamics, there are two types of fluid duct. There is this guy over here, the copper fluid duct, and then there is the hardened fluid duct. They both come in opaque and non-opaque versions, which means you can either see what's going through them or you can't. can't. But the difference is that if we go ahead and press shift on the copper fluid duct, it says will break if contents are extremely hot or cold. And I can tell you for a fact right about now that lava is extremely hot. So we are going to have to go ahead and make the hardened conduits, which shouldn't be all that big of a deal if we get ourselves some Invar, which it turns out is actually really easy to make. I've been going the long way about it. Somebody in the comment section did point out that we do have an alloy smelter. So if we set this to all smelting and just stick a few of those in there, as well as some of these, and I think that might be one too many. That's fine. We can actually make Invar a lot faster and a lot easier, which is kind of awesome. We'll take all that. That should be more than enough, because I think 12 should be good to make this work. So we'll take, yeah, what are we missing? What are we missing? We're missing some iron glass. Do we have any obsidian? We do. Do we have any lead? We do. Let's go ahead and do the same thing again in here. You can go there. You can go there. And I said those words really, really late, but that's fine. We'll take you, and we'll throw you in the crafting table. Get ourselves a few more, and I think 12 should be enough, like I said. However, it might not be. Actually, almost certainly won't be, is my new answer to that. So we'll go, let's see, we'll throw you there, 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 there. Oh, we're so close. So close, with like 3 more. Alright, alright. Do we have any more stuff? We do. We can make a little bit more Invar. That should be not a big deal. 1, 2, 3. And I think 1 should be enough. Yeah, we'll take you, and let's have a look. 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much. Okay, 18 will definitely be enough. Alright. We'll go down, down, and then just there? Is that right? I think it is. I think it is. And then all we need is the other half of the servers that we made earlier. We made these in sets of 2. One of them is over on our item duct. And then we can go ahead and throw that right about there. Right click, set to ignore redstone, which means it's going to start pulling the lava out. And that should go all the way around to our geothermal generator. Very nice, very nice. At which point it should start to power these machines. Come on. Work with me here. We might be doing something right. Possibly. It looks like it's doing okay. Which is good. Another good thing is that this will also go ahead and power the quarry a little bit, which I think actually might be where the problem's coming from. Some of this power will be getting designated background into these pipes, I think, and then getting sent up to the quarry, which is running outside, which might be running really, really fast now, but it looks like this is okay. Good. Alright, we've fixed one problem. Now on to problem number 2. Problem number 2 comes in the form of the barrels that are holding the stuff from our tree farm upstairs. So let's go ahead, fill in the floor, get a bit of sleep, and I'll show you what's going on, because right now our barrel for saplings is pretty badly backed up, and what that's causing is a bunch of mess and even a bunch of lag from items getting dropped on the floor, which is never a good thing. So if we just ignore this zombie, oh, spiders, okay, yeah. All right, if we fly up here, we'll see that there was A, a zombie, but B, that we have 64 stacks of oak saplings in this barrel, which is the maximum number of saplings, the maximum number of items that you can have in a barrel. And what that means is if we go and look in here, this thing is full, which is not good. The stuff isn't getting pulled out, it isn't going to the right place, and therefore, if we go ahead and kill this guy real quick, get out of here. There we go. If we go ahead and have a look in this, we'll see that this is backed up as well, which is not a good thing, because I think it means that it's either deleting the stuff that it picks up here, or dropping them just straight onto the floor, both of which are not good. One causes lag, and one just loses the stuff at the cost of fuel, and even diamonds for the woodcutter. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and upgrade the amount of stuff that the oak barrel can contain. So, to do that, we're going to go ahead and have a look at the Jabber mod, the mod that the barrel is from, and we're going to make a couple of these structural upgrades. The first one looks something like this. Really easy, just some fences and some wood, and that provides 1 slot in the barrel. And then the next thing we're going to make is this guy over here. This thing requires 1 slot. It says there's slots used 1, and this thing is made using 2 pistons and a barrel. If we go ahead and do that and make 2 more pistons, 1, yeah, really? Oh yeah, there we go. 1 and 2, get ourselves a slot upgrade. We can now go ahead and add a slot to our barrel, and then use up that slot in the barrel, and that will increase the storage capacity by 64 stacks, effectively doubling the amount of stuff that that barrel can hold, up to 128 stacks, which for the time being should keep us in good check. Now, if we were to go ahead and have a look at all of these, we could add a bunch more slots and even use a bunch more of these storage upgrades, which add a ton of extra space, all the way up to this one here, which adds 15,000 more stacks of space. 15,000 stacks! That's like 15,000 times 64 items. That's a ton of items, like a ridiculous amount. But anyway, for now, what we're going to do is to apply these, you just shift right-click, and you'll see now it's, if you look there in the really small writing of Whaler at the top, it says upgrade slots 1 of 1, and we should be able to shift right-click that in, and now it can start up to 128 stacks, and you'll see it's already filling up with all of the stacks that are in here, and all this stuff is going to move out and clear up over time, which is cool. So that's another problem out of the way. Next on our list of ever-growing problems is, first of all, you are not a cow. You are not welcome in the cow pen. This is strictly cows only. Also, did I mention I built a little place for Botania? Not really my, like, most creative, innovative design ever. I got my shears out, got some leaves. Pretty much the same block as I used for the corners of my main base, but I think it looks kind of cool. We also used clear glass here, which is basically, if you put sand into the tinker smeltery and then let it out into the basin, you get clear glass instead of normal glass, which connects up like this without optifying. As you can see, the glass over there is not connecting up, but basically, this is my little Botania garden, I guess, and we're going to leave this a little while to build up some mana in that little mana pool, and we'll come back to it a little bit later. I made some more dayblooms and some more daisies between episodes so everything could work just a little bit faster, but that's not what I want to do right now. What I want to fix is this cow farm, which is not really a cow farm. It's one lonely cow trapped in a fence with water below him and a little machine that's just flashing pink. He must be so annoyed, so lonely. We're going to fix that. What we're going to do, the first thing we're going to do, now that we have emeralds, is we're going to go ahead and make a chronotyper. The chronotyper, as I think I mentioned before, and I think a lot of people got confused with what I want to do with this cow farm, but the chronotyper moves adults and babies, moves the babies, or the adults, I guess, away from the rest of the cows, and you'll see what I mean in just a second. Really easy to make if you have all the stuff. If you don't, it's a bit of a pain to make, especially if you don't have the emeralds, but we do, so we'll go ahead and grab the chronotyper, and actually, one more problem that I'm going to fix real quick. It's not really a problem, but something that people keep suggesting that I always, every series, people suggest this, because I always end up with a ton of apples. This is a juicer. If we go ahead and get some stone and do something like this, get a stone slab, and then do this and this, we get ourselves a juicer. It's really easy to make. You can use it to juice up all the apples, like so. And it just fills up more hunger. It fills up like 2 chicken legs down there in the bottom right, as opposed to just 1 or something. It's a free thing. You can use the juicer over and over and over again. It has no durability. It lasts forever. So we're gonna go ahead and use this for our food purposes. We get fooded up, fed up, filled up, faster? I don't know. I forgot the fences. We're going to go ahead and make a little bit of a pen next to the current pen to move all the babies into. And I said this before, and I kind of did it with the holes in the floor and the water. We want to separate the baby cows from the adult cows once they've been born. Now, a lot of people got confused and said, why would you do that, Isaac? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then border. Why would you do that? Baby cows don't drop anything. And the point is that we're not going to be killing the baby cows. The grinder is the machine we're going to use, the same one we used for the mob farm, will not kill baby cows. It won't. So we're going to go ahead and throw down the chronotyper right about here. And hopefully this cow doesn't make a break for it. Although if he does, he's still within a cage, so we can just go ahead and get our lasso. Oh gosh, that looks painful. Just back, there we go. So basically, if we look in here, you can see it says moving babies. We can either move babies or adults. We're going to move babies. They're going to move into here. They're going to grow up, and then the grinder is going to kill them. The grinder won't hurt them whilst they are babies. It won't do anything. It will wait till they're grown up, then get them, at which point we will get ourselves an unlimited supply of leather and raw beef, and all we need to do to get that up and running is connect this guy up to some conduits, get another cow, and get ourselves some wheat. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab the lasso, I'm going to do a quick scout of the area, get ourselves another cow or 2 to throw into that pen, I'm going to hook up the conduits underneath, probably get rid of that water, also go do a little bit of farming at our little wheat farm over here. I don't know if you remember, we have a little, I don't know if you could call it a farm, we have a little bit of growth, maybe, I guess. Over here, if we have a look, we have 2 sets of wheat. I'm going to go ahead and do all that stuff, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so a little while later, I'm just going to go ahead and finish up connecting these conduits right about here. I've gone ahead and made another grinder to put right about here in place of this fence, so we can put that down like so. We can put a chest behind it for now to get all the stuff. Eventually, we might have a barrel dedicated to beef and then a barrel dedicated to leather, but a chest should suffice for now. And I went ahead and got ourselves a bunch of wheat, so if we throw these into the breeder, like so, and then wait for this idle tick to run down. Of course, eventually I would like to have a fully functioning wheat farm that pumps wheat automatically into the breeder instead of having to do it by ourselves, but for now, this should work. Love is in the air, baby cows should be everywhere, and then you'll see the chronotyper automatically moves them over into this pen, and you'll see that the grinder, even though it's on, is not killing the baby cows. This will wait until they are fully adult cows, and then it will grind them down and send them to a better place. And yeah, that's kind of how that's going to work. Like I said, would be a bit nicer if we could go ahead and have the wheat go automatically. This thing is going to keep ticking down, but it's not going to use up any wheat until the cows are ready to have more babies, at which point it's going to move them over again, and then etc, etc, repeat over and over again until the end of time. And then finally, there is one more thing, I think at least one more thing, that I want to fix before the end of this episode, and that is our chest full of ingots down here. Because right now, we have a chest filled with ingots. If you didn't know, we have a chest here filled with ingots, and as you can see, it's causing stuff like this to happen. It's causing backups, and it's also causing me to have to come over here every so often to grab the ingots that I need, or at least just move all of these ingots out of here and into the AE system, which is not something I want to have to do. I'm a lazy guy. I just want to have it go automatically from the electric furnace round and into our AE system as if by magic. And the way we're going to do that is with an ME interface. So this guy over here is the ME interface. You can go ahead and craft it up again, something like this. It doesn't change the functionality of the block, it just kind of makes it a bit smaller and in my opinion look a bit nicer. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and grab our dolly, like so. We're going to move this chest for the time being, and then we're going to dig some holes, because, you know, there is nothing better in Minecraft than digging holes. And what we're going to do is we're going to run some ME cables over here towards this guy, and we're going to go ahead and throw down the ME interface, shift right click onto the electric furnace. You'll see it started up again because it's dumping stuff into this ME interface, and once we hook this up with ME cables to our system, it's going to go ahead and transport those straight into our ME drives. Now I have a feeling that we don't have enough ME glass fiber cables to make this work, so we're going to go ahead and make a couple more ME glass. We have 18, okay, 18 fluid ducts worked, so maybe 18 cables here will work. Let's have a look. We're going to go ahead and put one there, go down again, and then we have to kind of loop around. Now, this down here is a bit of a mess, and I think we can actually clear this up a little bit, because for first, you don't need to be there, and then I think with that, I don't think you guys have to be here. Let's see. I kind of want to remove that. Oh, yep, there we go. And I'm thinking we're going to do something like this. So we'll go ahead and hook you up there, and there, and then I don't think we need... There's just like a grid here. I don't think we need all of that grid. Let's do that and that. Yeah, and then we'll come down and we'll bring this round, because I want to, of course, have it below ground level, otherwise it's going to look silly. And then we're going to do this, and then all we have to do is quickly jump underneath this cable, like so. And we should be good to go. Look at that, we're so close, got 2 cables left, and now that should, it'll turn blue if it's right, and it's going to go automatically and put all of the stuff into the A system, which is pretty freaking awesome. Just a quick heads up, each side of this ME controller can only have up to what are known as 8 channels, and right now we have 1 channel in the form of an ME drive, and by adding this cable along and adding this interface over here, we have added a second item to that channel. So right now there are 2 items on this side of the interface. So the top only has 1 channel used, this side currently has 2. If we put more than 8 things on this channel, the 9th thing that we add won't work. So just bear that in mind. We have up to 2 channels. If we try and add more stuff, like, continually forever and ever and ever, eventually it's going to run out and stop working with us, which is not what we want at all. And I'm thinking, just to make this look a little bit nicer before we wrap up here, we should probably go ahead and grab some cobblestone and just do something kind of like this. Yeah, maybe, possibly, 7. I think that looks nice. And then we'll just go ahead and do that. For now, we can go ahead and put a cover on there if we wanted to. Actually, I think we still have the saw lying around. So what we could do is do something like this. Get ourselves some of the... Do we have the right cobblestone? We do. Grab ourselves one of these. Make ourselves 2 slabs. Turn those 2 slabs into 4 panels. Turn those 4 panels into 8 covers. And then craft a ring of those covers like so to make some hollow covers. And then we can go ahead and throw that right about there. And it does that. Doesn't connect up, which really annoys me. I wish it kind of fixed this. We had the same problem kind of over there and over there. I wish it'd work with the connected textures, but it looks a little bit nicer than it did before, and that's not what I want to do at all. We can go ahead and throw you back. And with that, I think I'm almost done. Actually, no, there is one more thing. There was so much stuff we had to do today. One more thing that I want to, one more loose end, and that is in the form of our quarry. If we look in here, although we're pulling out most of the stuff, apart from, the copper, that's why we don't have any copper. Although we're pulling out most stuff, apart from copper, ferrous, and all of the sort of like gems and stuff, this thing is still backed up. We can go ahead and organize it. It's still backed up with cobblestone, gravel, diorite, granite, limestone, and all that stuff. So the first thing I'm going to do is add a couple more things to this filter. We're going to go ahead and add gravel, diorite, granite, limestone, marble, andesite, maybe? Not quite sure how to pronounce that one. And we're going to go ahead and add all those. So boom, 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 boom. Just shift left clicking on all those, by the way, there for those who are wondering. Then we can go ahead and throw that in there. But there's still one problem, because right now, although we are now pulling out all of this stuff, as opposed to just the other junk, it's not quite doing everything that we want it to do, because it's still pretty flippin' slow. It's still only pulling these things out one at a time, which means that the system's still going to get pretty backed up pretty quickly. And the one way that we can combat that is by speeding up the rate at which the transfer node pulls all of that junk out of the chest and into the trash can. And the way that we do that is with a speed upgrade. The speed upgrade is this guy over here. Fairly easy to make, albeit very expensive on redstone. We're going to go ahead and make 2 lots of these, which I think gets us 8. Yeah, it does. We get 4 per recipe. We're going to go ahead and make 2 of those. I think we're missing golden nuggets. Yes, we are. Let's go ahead and do that. Who remembers golden nuggets? They were a really nice cereal. Haven't had those in ages. Let's, quick side note aside, we'll do that. We'll take you. Thank you very much. And then if we go ahead and throw these into the transfer node, it should start to pull them out a lot faster than it was before, which should clear up quite a bit of space in the chest, which is kind of awesome. So if we put that there, like that, that should start to pull them out pretty fast. Yeah, look at that. Look how fast it's pulling them out now, as opposed to before. Of course, it's still getting more cobblestone every so often as well, but it's pulling out now faster than it's pulling it in, which is kind of awesome. I'm going to go ahead and hide inside now before the night comes. And with that, guys, I'm going to end the episode there. So thanks for watching. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to hit like. There is a world download link in the description. If you want to download this world as it is right now and play along with me, I'm going to go ahead and dump all of my stuff into either the ME system or a chest. I'm going to dump all the stuff that I don't use every episode into the AE system, and all the stuff that I usually have on me all the time, I'm going to dump into this chest. And I should probably go ahead and get rid of some of this stuff, but I don't need to organize that. So all of the stuff that I'm using right now, everything that I'm wearing, and everything else is all accessible to you if you download that world file. If you don't know how to download and use it, there will be, I did a little tutorial at the end of episode 10 of how to do it, so I'll put a link down below to episode 10, and I'll make sure that the link starts the video where the tutorial starts. If you want to find out how to use it, click that link down below. Again, thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like button. It does help out a ton. Leave a comment if you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time.